Stay tuned for Airgun Detectives.
Welcome to another episode of Airgun Detectives. Today, we're going to take the mystery out of the ASG CZ SP-01 Shadow. Yes, that is a mouthful, but this is what we're going to look at today. Before we get started though, do me a favor, if you haven't, hit the subscribe button down below. If you'd like to be notified of the new videos that we have coming out, that little bell, you can just tap on that little bell and you'll be notified of any of our new videos that come out. In addition to that, check out my new website. A little lowercase I is what it looks like up in the corner. If you put your mouse over the screen, anytime that will pop up and you can actually go to my website where we have some pretty cool stuff. All right, so let's talk about our SP-01, our CZ Shadow here. We're supposed to be coming out with a second version of this. In fact, you probably saw that on my preview video at the SHOT Show 2020. But let's talk about this. What a gun. This thing weighs well over 2 pounds. I mean, it is solid. It is all metal. The frame is metal. The slide is metal. This gun has full blowback. This shoots .177 caliber BBs. It's the steel BBs, and it has a 12 grand CO2 that goes into the magazine. It's a full dropout magazine. The magazine holds 17 rounds of BBs. It's actually set up really nice because it has the little hole right here, which I've had to put in several of these magazines, but I didn't have to do that in this one, where it makes it real easy to fill it. So this gun is, it's got a 4.2 inch barrel. It's got these just absolutely beautiful rubber grips on it. These are one of the best grips I've ever seen come on a CO2 pistol, and they just fit the hand so well. They're kind of contoured. It's got, in the front here, it has a red fiber optic sight. Now they're not adjustable, they're just fixed sights, as you can see here. But it does have that nice fiber optic red dot in the front. It does have this Weaver Picatinny rail accessory on the bottom. And God, I still can't get over the weight of this thing. This thing is just, I mean, you put the genuine right next to it, there's not going to be much weight difference at all with these. Anyway, they're claiming this gets 312 feet per second. And this is a single double action. And those of you who don't know that, double action, that's your double action movement, right? And then what happens is you fire that, the slide comes back. It's got a really heavy blowback, and then you're in single action. And the trigger on this, wow, it's just beautiful. The reset on this is very, very, if you look at this, right there's your reset. So that's phenomenal. But you know, it looks beautiful. It's awesome in the hand. It doesn't have all that ugly white writing on it. This is exactly how it comes, just like this. So it is one of the more beautiful CO2 pistols that I have seen out there, that's for sure. But let's see how well it performs. So let's take it through our steps and come back and we'll talk about it. All right, stay tuned for the next segment. Let's see how our CZ75 SP-01 Shadow does over the chronograph. We're going to just shoot 5 shots. We'll see what type of velocity we get. Keep in mind, it's under 60 degrees today. It's about 58 degrees. A little cool day. So not the ultimate weather for CO2, that's for sure. But let's just see how well it does. We'll shoot 5 shots over the chrony, and let's see how our average is. All right, shot number 1, 309. Shot number 2, 304. 303. Shot number 4, 299. And shot number 5, 323. Well, that last one kind of jumped up a little bit. Anyway, so that's your average feet per second, and so let's move on to the next segment. Okay, we're going to do a little accuracy test with our CZ75. This is our SP-01 Shadow, and we're at our 30 feet back. I'm going to use these great little shooting glasses here. I might be being facetious a little bit, but as you can see, we're our usual distance back, our 10 meters. So let's shoot 5, 6 shots, whatever I feel like, and let's see how well this groups. So I'm just going to aim at point of center, and we'll go from there. Here's 6, 7, 8. Well, there you go. That's our CZ 75 Shadow, and at 30 feet. Actually, pretty respectable group. Let's move on to the next segment. Okay, we got our CZ 75 here, our SP-01 Shadow. Let's do a quick trigger test on these. The triggers on these, I'm going to tell you right now, are phenomenal. So let's see what type of pull weight we get. £1 pound, 12.3 ounces. 1 pound, 12.3 ounces. The triggers on these guns are fantastic. I want to show you what the reset looks like. So when you pull the trigger on these, pay close attention to my finger. As it comes back, now watch the reset. I'm going to move forward. That's the reset right there. Ready to go again. Amazing. Amazing on these guns. It really is. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Okay, we're going to do a little plinking here with our CZ 75, our Shadow. And we're about 10 meters back. Let's see what type of accuracy we can get. And I'm going to put on these favorite glasses again. I'm so facetious the way I say that, but anyway, let's start with the bottom row, and then we'll work our way up to the top. Alrighty. There you go. That's our Shadow, CZ 75. Not bad. Let's move on to the next segment and wrap this thing up. Let's wrap this up with our conclusion on our CZ 75 Shadow. What a neat gun. It really is a neat gun. But let's go over the negatives first. My negatives on this, well, non-adjustable sights, but that's my gripe on a lot of these guns, is not having adjustable sights. So that's not that severe of a negative. Another negative of mine is the fact that you don't get a lot of shots per CO2 out of this. But this is twofold. You get about 2.5 to 3 magazines, so you're right around 50 shots per CO2. But the reason that you don't get a lot of shots is this spring on this slide is extremely heavy. I mean, it's extremely authentic. So it's a negative, but then at the same time, you're really getting a good blowback on this. So those would be my two negatives, because you're only getting about 50 shots. But let's talk about the positives. The build quality of this is incredible. I mean, this is one of the best built pistols that I have seen out there as far as the CO2 pistol. It really is. And what else is really great is the grips on it. They're actually a rubber grip. And they just, I'm telling you, this thing fits in your hand like no other. It's fantastic. It's probably about the best grips I've seen. Another positive, the trigger. The trigger on this, especially in the single action, is just unbelievable. And I showed you guys the reset on this thing. It's unbelievable. When this thing resets, I mean, again, watch my finger. Hear that click? Right there. That resets. So that's fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about the performance. They claimed it was going to get 312 feet per second. Well, they definitely succeeded in that. We had a high of 323 feet per second. We had a low of 299, and we averaged 308. So as far as feet per second, it's right there. Accuracy, under a 2-inch group at 10 meters, 30 feet. And I told you, out of a BB type pistol, especially a blowback, if you can get under 2 inches, you're doing really well. And we were just a little over an inch and a half. I think we were 1.6 inches, something like that. So overall, not bad, but I'm telling you, the weight of this gun, I can't say enough about it. The weight of this thing, the look, the feel, it's terrific. So with that, overall, oh, and let's talk about the price. The price on this, it's about 140 bucks. and you can see them on sale all the time, so you might save another $10-15 on that. I'd say it's worth it if you're into authentic CO2 pistols, especially if you happen to own the real one of these. The training benefits of this would be just outstanding once again, because it is, the blowback on it is solid. Okay, with that, I'm gonna have to give this 4.5 stars. It's definitely getting over 4 stars, so it's getting 4.5 stars, and it earned that. If this thing just had a little bit more velocity and maybe a few more shots per CO2, the rating could definitely creep up there. So I'll be anxious to see how the Shadow 2 performs. So with that, I want to thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down there. Again, check out my website at www.airgundetectives.com. Remember, this is where we take the mystery out of air guns. Until next time, thank you.